in a game like this where there's only 4 players a team, sometimes only 3 really running, then you got like each individual player that runs. It's incredibly impactful. So we'll have to see how it goes, but I imagine Sanchez is going to play a big role in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. So first up looks like Paris 3T. So really strong runner track, and Sanchez starting in this mid pack. We will definitely see some really good pack play from him. May even go for a snipe right here with this Honduras player in front of him. Also with this Mega in the mid pack. Again, we've talked about this tonight. Mega is a very strange item in that there can only be one in play
Yeah,
at any given point.
you get to call it the Mega, very much like
Yeah,
the MKWC players are going to be calling it the Shock because there is quite literally only one, and that player who has it is in control. And important information for the room as well. So again, a lot of pressure coming up to
Oh
oh.
no.
All right,
Oh,
well,
but Shock coming
Shock
in.
timed it perfectly, so maybe in a sense it was almost to his advantage there going into the ramp with the boost pads. And top 2 coming out for Costa Rica.
Yeah, it looks like a Costa Rica Shock in the end, but oh, that
Extreme
red coming off
coordination,
because
but
he went in between the last item set while
oh
he was
no, and this is
small.
almost certainly looking to be a bottom 2 if there's not
Oh yeah.
any really powerful items right there. But fortunately for Sanch,
Ooh, this bill. Yeah, the
oh
bill's gonna help him get
yeah,
sixth.
pull 6. Top 2 was maintained after the shock, so moderately okay start for Costa Rica.
Yeah, definitely. I would assume that him running into the bomb was intentional because he knew Shock was
I, I
coming.
I
So
feel like it would have had to have been, yeah. And
yeah,
really, that's some impressive timing, especially in a game where you can't really break super easily. So getting a little bit creative to get in front of those boost panels.
yeah, that was really creative from Sanch to do that there.
An example of
And
knowing the physics of the game, also throwing it directly at the ground.
yeah, Sanch has a really good knowledge of things like that. So, um, being the top player that he is, so just really, really good awareness. Just really unfortunate that he went in between the item set right after those ramps while he was tiny, which is not something you're really supposed to do, but in some scenarios like that it happens. So that could have easily been a top 2 4, even top 3 if Sanch had gotten an item set there.
All right, over to Waluigi Pinball. RNT, retro, or not retro, well, kind of retro, but reverse and trick variant. This is the only variant I believe in the tour that we're seeing, so no pinball going forward for the first 2 weeks of this cup, unless I'm mistaken about the final cups. But regardless, I think we can probably expect to see a bolt here, and the bottom 2 for Costa Rica, maybe indicating that they're the ones that won it, if it does appear. And when you have 1-3, maybe you can kind of get away with it a little bit.
Ooh.
That being said, Hart is out in first right now, and a little bit of a hit coming in. Sanchez
Oh,
throwing the
what
green
a
to get
nice
rid of it.
play. Yeah,
It's going to
not
go
only
down,
does
and there's
the
double defense.
temporary not only does the temporary heart disappear, but he snipes the permanent, like, or not permanent, but like the longer heart off. That was a really nice timing there from Sanch. So now with the red, and with third place being his teammate, he can start chaining reds on Nicole here.
Yeah, and if shock is going to happen, there's the reds, as you mentioned.
Double red.
Uh,
And double
it,
coin for Nicole. He's gonna red. That's a really nice red. It reds Nicole off the ramp, and that gets her stuck on those bumpers. That is a really annoying place to get redded. That
oh
brings you all
yeah,
the way down to
absolutely.
six.
Especially with the auto accelerate feature. And I think if there is a shock in play right now, that Costa Rica is almost certainly going to be the group that has it, been judging by the bottom 2 this entire race. Uh, very possible that uh, Honduras is able to potentially pull it, but it would take a little bit of luck, and I imagine it would have arrived earlier than this as we're approaching the final glider here. And this is looking like a pretty easy top 2 once again. This time a fourth, though.
Yeah, Honduras with no answer to that. Red on Nicole and a really dominant start for Costa Rica.
Yeah,
That
no
that
shock being used at all, really. which is kind of a surprise. We
Yeah.
expected to come like after the finish line, but
I am noticing that there are no shock gliders on the side of Costa Rica either. So
really,
maybe, yeah. So last place was using, I think that's a red glider that they were using. So again, without shock glider, shock chances, even in last, are reduced significantly. Like from like 30 some percent with it to like 10% without it. So
mm.
decreases the chances significantly. Sometimes it's player preference, they don't want to use it, but sometimes players, that's something you have to unlock, unfortunately, through the gacha system. So some players don't have that.
Well, I
Um,
imagine that at some point in the game, if you've been playing for any amount of time, I would say that, or that's above just like a month or two. I would imagine that something like the lightning oil paper would be able to be obtained, hopefully at a shop at some point. But
yeah,
maybe
it
not.
appears, yeah,
Or the
the
cloud, the premium. But sometimes if you're in for the competitive, yeah, but you have the coins. Probably worthwhile. I
mhm.
think that's one of the high ends that tends to actually show up in the shops. So
Yeah, I know that the oil paper, which is the super glider, that appears in shops pretty often, and then
yeah.
in like the tier shop or the event shop, pretty often you'll see a shock glider of some sort. So definitely within decent ability to get one.
Oh, I
So,
pulled the shroom.
oh, this trim is super nice, but he drops right
Is
away. Oh, I
he
think that's a reopen.
okay? I was about to
Okay,
say he
yeah, a
got exact.
reopen.
It's like he got what he wanted there, but goes the exact opposite direction. So I
Yeah,
imagine, yeah, that's going to be a room reset.
yeah. So, yeah, if so yeah, that variant that was Calamari 2T, and on that variant you cannot take that glider cut on the side of the cliff at the beginning because the track doesn't go that way. It goes
Oh, yep,
over
on
up
two
the
T.
ramp.
My bad, my bad.
Yeah,
Because you're going to
so
be going directly on the train track, so a little bit of a distinguishing factor for the variants. Again, it's also worth noting is on the uh, on the reverse variant, going to actually have a lot of off road at the end of the track, whereas on this one, maybe not as much. So really interesting how certain cuts are taken away and given to you just by the variant of the track, whether that be reverse or in this case the trick.
yeah, definitely. It adds a lot of like depth to certain variants, and also personal preference towards certain variants. So I think a good example of that is Choco Island 1, Remix Choco Island 1, which some of those variants are in this tour, but on reverse, the giant shortcut is at the beginning, but on normal variants and trick variants, it's at the end. And
Hmm.
that cut being at the end is, um, it really makes it so much more um, item dependent as opposed to if you're running in first on the R version and you can take that as a NISC. Um, that cut as a NISC, it just changes completely how the
So
track
are
should
we
be
going to
played.
be repeating tracks for that matter? I guess because back to Paris for race 3, it looks like, which I think we saw in the first race of the match.
Yeah, I think we'll repeat just this one track,
Okay, because it
if
looks like the
I'm
cup
not
timer was almost over. We'll have to see.
mistaken.
So maybe no Calamari Desert, but potentially later. So is any route in particular faster here, or just whatever is available? I guess
Okay.
this is the very opener.
Yeah, on I'm not sure if that variant has left or right. Some of them do left or right. I don't think there's much of a difference.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
Sam's going a little crazy there. It's good on him to get that draft, so he had a little bit of room for this room, but he's going to pull another one up here. And
yeah, Sherman first. There
yep,
goes his heart, and there goes him now without any protection left. That'll be a red.
yeah.
And top 2-4.
There's a little bit of an opportunity here for Honduras if they're able to just keep the top spots. Problem is, of course, are they holding hearts? Player in the back. going to disrupt their plans. Sanch really throwing some bananas off into the distance, hoping that it can maybe surprise somebody on landing. But I don't know if he'll get it, but he has going to have a bomb, and his teammate's in a heart right now, so not a ton of risk. And they get one player out, and he may try to go agree, but that bomb's not going to reach.
Yeah,
If
one
that
red
is a
will
horn in
go.
first, then maybe, but not even really planning to throw it. And 2-3-5. Maybe never mind. 2-3-6-7 gonna be coming in pretty neutral. I think that's a +1 for Honduras.
Yeah, in the end, Nicole able to hold first, so good stuff there. Again, that first place is the difference between the winning and losing in this scenario. So, um, good on her. And yeah, it looks like Honduras were also holding that blue shell,
All right,
unless it was
so
pulled like last set. So.
it I would say that's pretty likely that it was being held, given the timing and everything, and it's just pretty tight timing. But the other thing to know is there's a lot of Costa Rica up there, so there is a lot of value to throwing the blue at the very end, hoping that it may hit people out of high profile spots. Because in a game where like one person going down's a gigantic deal in 4v4, can often be the difference between what we consider as a big race and just the +1, like we mentioned.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
Sanch gonna get that banana trail off. He has a shroom up here again, very similar to the last race. The question is he going to try to push an advantage or maybe try to get a draft? And we'll have to see.
We get a bit of an awkward draft, and
And there he uses
oh
it.
yeah,
He's going
he
to
barely gets that
sacrifice the
chain.
line, unfortunately, though. But I think they're going to be
Uh,
able
oh,
to
Nicole's
get
gonna
this
be. Oh, maybe
Honduras
not.
player out. At least the threat of the red was definitely intimidating. And now Sanchez found himself in first place on a track that's pretty nice to front runners.
Yeah, and with double protection too. So really, the only threat to him is a blue shell, and again with probably I'm assuming Gretel in second as well. This is going to be very hard to break.
Well, he
Oh
does
no!
not have
But
defense anymore.
Caster's curse. The
Yep.
pinball hits him from the side, so he'll still be in second, but no protection.
Yeah,
Third doesn't look like they
I
have anything at
almost.
the moment, though.
Oh, the trail does get. Okay, sorry, my bad. I was a little early on that. I was looking on a different stream. Trail does happen. Blue's coming in actually, so this is a bit of an opportunity for Honduras, but the Reds are going to be quite annoying. He does land one hit. I don't know if they'll be able to get Honduras out, and it looks like that
Oh,
is
he
what's going to
does.
happen. And top two is coming in here for the glider. If you can get off to this glider, it's almost over unless they can pull a snipe at the very end. Remember, we don't
It's not
TS
gonna
in this
affect
game.
anything.
And top
Yeah,
two is secured on a 4 also.
up before. Yeah. Yeah, that was a little bit scary there with Sanch getting clipped by that pinball in the beginning section, but Gretel managing to hold on first. Yeah, really good running from her. And yeah, Sanch kind of got bullied even after that with that green snipe. Um, wasn't looking so good, but managing to push all the way back up and getting that red off on Nicole. I'm not sure what Nicole would have had in second, as second is a very common place to pull double shells, whether it's reds or greens. So makes me
Yeah,
wonder what if Nicole maybe got aggressive and got punished for it.
I would say I would say for sure that last race, just commenting on it one more time, uh very strange in the sense that Sanch may have gotten a little bit greedy or made some mistakes, but in the end, it still works out completely fine.
Yeah, definitely Sanch able to make that work, even in that little
He's
bit
gonna
of
have
a
to
sticky
watch out for the
situation.
potential reds here.
Oh, I'm not sure what his trail broke on, if it was the wall or if
Yeah,
he got
draft
sniped
could be
off,
very
but
big here. Gonna pull it off. Get second place items in first, and that's gonna become a problem unless they're able to
ooh, is
maybe
that?
ricochet one off the wall
Oh,
or
maybe not.
something. He's
He's
going
gonna
very
try and
intentionally
drop and get
wide.
a
There
red
may be
off.
a blue, I'm guessing then.
Oh, it doesn't hit, but oh, that would have been a great. I mean, it was still a great play, but it doesn't connect as the player in second has protection. One red for Sanch that's hidden. He could maybe side red. He can maybe, yeah,
Yeah,
Truman
he's going to
maybe
go for
side
it.
red. No, it'll
Don't
just
think
hit
it's
the
going to get it.
trail.
Second place item will get one more attempt up there. This may be
There it is.
good, but it could be a little greedy. I don't think he's going to get punished for it, but is passed
That's
at the
why.
very ending.
Yeah, he won't get hit punished for it, but that's because second place had a shroom. So that's Nicole taking first yet again.
I mean, at that point,
And
it's weird because if you're Nicole, you kind of want to actually pull red instead of the faster play, just pulling the shroom, because Sancho was completely like he played his cards. Could have been a devastating ending for him. So, regardless, first is still nothing to really complain about. So, good on Nicole to pull it out. All right, 23-point lead after 5 right now, meaning pretty decent margin for MKT. Can the Costa Rica team hold on? We'll find out. But Honduras being able to get into first on some of these recent races as well.
yeah, Nicole being able to keep Honduras in fighting and in the match still with those clutch first places. Just first place is just so crucial. Even if the race is losing, having first place minimizes the damage by so much. It's just
Yes.
you can't
Understate it,
oh
really.
yeah, definitely. And now heading to Armix Rainbow Road T, I believe, and or maybe no, this is just normal. My bad. So
It's tricky
again,
with all the waves.
yeah.
Wait, are you sure it's not T? I
Hard
think there's
course.
gliders on the normal.
Oh
Not
yeah, you're
certain.
right. Yeah, it is T. I was right
Look
the
at me
first
with my
time.
MKT knowledge. All right, the star in play right now is going to be interesting. Opts to use it very early. I know we can see some early shocks in this game, but I don't know about this early, at least right now. But again,
Yep.
I'm not sure how much I like the play. Maybe they're not very concerned about shocks actually being pulled on this track, but better hope for Costa Rica's sake that there's no hearts being pulled up in 3 through 5, because that could be troublesome. But if there isn't, Sanch can maybe blow by some of these people at the end. But again, Jake's going down, and now it's a 2 through 4. And if there's some reds being pulled, it may be making a world of difference. Coming up on the last turn right here, blue is being held,
He might be able to
and
get
a
people on the
dodge at
line.
the very end.
Oh,
I
wow.
completely forgot the heart was even activated. I was looking at the blue. So another slight winning race, I think by 1, and it just does not help Honduras at really all at this point, which is unfortunate for them because 2, 3, 4, 7, decently solid win, but it's evaporated.
Yeah, I just want to point out Sanchez's heart that he activated, but I believe it was after the second set lap too. That was probably seconds away from disappearing. So
Yeah,
very clutch dodge on the line, and that gives them the winning race because of that. I think if this shock hadn't been in play, I think what Sanch could have tried to do is throw the blue and clip some Honduras members with it.
it looks like
But
he did have time.
yeah, it would have been. He could have, like, two players went off that center ramp, and I think it probably could have clipped both of them. So that would have been an alternative play there. Because, like, the blue being thrown at that distance, there's almost no reaction time to that. So it would have been very hard for Honduras to react.
Certainly. So I think we're at the halfway mark now. We haven't. Yeah, that's definitely the halfway mark. So what's got to change for Honduras in the second half, in your opinion, to get back on track and win this war?
So, unfortunate trail for Sanchez. So what I've noticed is this bagging battle, which we've actually been seeing hard bagging, and um, Costa Rica has consistently been winning it. I don't think I've seen
Correct.
Honduras last once, and again, what's happening is since Honduras isn't putting up much of a fight with bagging, it's letting Costa Rica get more boxes in last, which increases the chance of shock, obviously.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest problem here.
Now there is a change of scenery though. Finally, Honduras getting into eighth, but
And there's the blue
it may not be
stand.
super impactful because Sanchez pulled some really good items this race. Star, triple shrooms, and a blue. They still have top two, maybe a heart or something in there.
Wow.
He's gonna have to watch out and not hit his teammate here. I think Costa Rica managed to pull out first there, potentially maybe a triple shrooms that we didn't see coming out from the Toadette. Very impactful item, but
Yeah,
again, they find a way.
I think on the trick version of all versions, the shrooms are the least impactful because with those ramps, all of the shortcuts are basically eliminated. So
Yeah,
it's not much of
just a
a
big boost, really.
yeah. And I was going to say, Sanchez threw that blue at Honduras, and they were still top two even after that. But Costa Rica, I guess, getting shrooms on the ramp.
Well, even if the blue
And
didn't just completely destroy the top two immediately, uh, certainly or most likely having an impact on why they're able to get first to begin with. So
yeah, for sure. So
still a useful poll. A lot of really good ones coming up for him that last race. So 5 to go in a 27-point gap. We're starting to get out of the close match range, I would say for sure. I think again, it's easy to say this looking at a lead of this size, but if you're Honduras, it's kind of go time now. You're going to have to really find a way to break up the momentum. There's a lot of off road here that you can hopefully take advantage of, and we'll see.
yeah, for sure. Again, this is the R version of this track, and this is where the big shortcuts are at the end of the track. So this is definitely where Honduras wants to try. Um, in order to catch up, they need to have some sort of presence in those mid spots to have shrooms or mega for the ending. Sanch pulling a shroom of his own in second and a red. It looks like he can,
He
yeah, he
may be
can
able to get
finish
away with a
Nicole here.
surprise attack, but opting to
Oh, he may
hold.
have to wait till the cut, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So it's going to be very dependent on what Nicole has in first right now. It looks like a banana at the
Yeah, I think,
moment.
yeah, they have a
And
trail
here
now.
comes the chain of reds, you would imagine. We're going to get one. Teammates are
One
going to have
red,
to
but
watch out to
third,
not bump each other,
oh
and they got rid
no.
of their own red, but Sanch going wide to
Oh,
try
that's
to
a nice,
open up the availability here, and they are going to land
yes.
that hit.
Very nice play from Sanch to drop for his team's red. Sherman first now. Oh
Uh-oh.
no, he'll get starred by his, I think
Well,
that was Gretel.
maybe it's not even bad because
Nope.
third place is now going down. Triple Shroom is going to take him to the line pretty much. Another top two. So certain that we're already switching our steering options before the race is even over. All right.
Yeah, just really good, nice stuff. And
Is there
I
a
do want
such
to point
thing as
out
optimal
that,
TK?
I mean, there may be after seeing that play. I mean, that would, I mean, incredible opportunity regardless to take out second. Like, again, that helped them more in the end, I think.
Yeah,
It
one of
really
those
did.
weird scenarios for certain. And again, now with just 4 left, this is a hefty lead for Costa Rica. So looking to win their first match of style. I know Sanchez multiple games is on AD earlier. Wasn't I know his frustrated because Australia was really performing very well. I think they're closing out an undefeated group this evening, and a lot of shocks, but looks like Sanchez getting what he wants back on his main game, MKT, and just got to close it out now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think with 3 or 4 races left, this is looking very daunting now for Honduras to come back from this. They need a big race here, they really do, or it's going to be um, almost mathematically impossible. And Oh, okay. I think that was actually Costa Rica getting taken out there. And yep, there's a red on the mushroom, and he'll
Oh,
fall off all
interesting
the way
timing as
back to
well.
the beginning. I don't think I've ever seen someone get redded off there.
I mean, that's the risk you take while drifting, I guess.
That, yeah, I'm not sure why he drift on the mushroom there either, but that's going to be such a huge opportunity for Honduras here up in the front.
Yeah, I mean, gotta make some plays really soon. But uh, don't see the thing now. Going over
I
back to Sanchez's stream real quick just to get a look.
Yeah, I'm thinking there was maybe a refresh. Okay, we're back.
Yeah,
So top two, 1-3
Mega's in
positions are
play,
switching. Yeah, they
but I don't
would
think that anything's
be
going to happen really with it, unless it's
they'd be
very
using
late.
it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it's not in play. This looks. I mean, it's decent. 1-3
Mm-hmm.
blue. Oh my
Ooh, okay, that's
gosh!
actually going to help a little bit.
Wow. I mean, yeah, yeah. Actually, Pingle
Yeah,
Peach will
pull
get a
all
spot
odds,
off of
and
that.
yeah,
1-3-5-7. Yeah, I mean,
it's
it's
something.
good.
It's
Yeah, it's
something.
a start.
I don't remember how much it is. My gut tells me it's 5. Yeah, it has to be 5 because +1 over all the spots and +2 for first. So 34 is now down to 29. Starting to run out of time, but that's certainly welcomed over, catastrophe or a top or like a bottom 4 or something. So a little bit of positive momentum, but limited time and still decent ways to go.
Yeah, Sanch taking two of the most devastating hits I think I've ever seen in one race off the mushrooms of
Exact same
Farming Chamber
place.
Road 2. Yeah, and wow, just unfortunate for him, but at this point, I don't think Sanch
I
is
mean,
even worried.
that may have been his risk to take with a 2-3 behind him on lap 1 there. I
Yeah,
think it was only the drift arc that would really be getting him there. So, hey, his risk got blown up for it this time.
yeah, definitely. So I don't think I've ever seen this cart before, gonna be honest. Oh, I think
I
it's the new
believe
one,
it's
that's
new.
why.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's why. I see the paintbrushes
I
now.
saw a
So,
lot. I saw a lot of people complaining about it not being very good for all cup rankings, but
yeah.
regardless, we're still rocking it here in World Cup. So clearly, it's made an impact already.
And one of Costa Rica pulling out the gold King Boo already.
I think that's King Babam, isn't it?
Oh, King. Is it King? Oh, it is King Bubba. My mistake. So, yeah. Very interesting to pull that out already.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Uh,
it's. I don't think it's confirmed yet for them. So, kind of
It's
risky.
interesting. It's interesting seeing that character just suddenly make his way into every game again. It just randomly started to happen.
Yeah.
I think with the golf game now he's in. So,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. I do remember that now.
right. Well,
Sanch with the
very quietly.
Shroom. Yeah,
Yeah,
this
the Shroom's going to
race.
be impactful, but he's kind of surrounded right now.
Yeah, but I don't see. Honduras members didn't have anything until this set.
If they
Yeah,
have a
that's
red,
double coins for first
they need to
place.
find a way to get rid of Sanch right now because this is what's standing between them and potentially facing elimination. And now with a top 2, it's going to be even harder in a race where it looks like they kind of had complete control for a while. But
Yeah,
that is
definitely.
Rock Mountain, washroom spots. Uh, again, Costa Rica holding down 8th place again. Long track, you kind of expect shocks here, but they're able to negate Honduras from really getting anything. This is a top 3. I think it's
I
curtains.
think it is. Yeah, because it's
Mathematically
very
curtains.
hard. Nice
There it
self
is.
snipe on the line.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was funny. Definitely showing off a little bit, I guess, about the precision and accuracy, but congratulations to Costa Rica taking their first match. That should be a +40 margin. So not even a debate to have a tie anymore. So at this point, it's got to be talking about the next matches for these teams. Are both of them playing more tonight? Because I feel like they both may.
Uh, Honduras is.
Honduras does, yeah. So
Costa Rica
Honduras
plays
versus
tomorrow.
Guatemala. will be next up. Then after that, Guatemala will be playing, I want to say Panama. Is that true?
Panama, yeah.
All right, so Panama, MKWC debut for the first time in MKT. Don't believe that team has ever played MKW or 8. If they did, it was 8D in 2019, but I'm not certain if they played. And it may have been a team that I'm confusing them with. But regardless, hopefully that they have a good showing in this cup, and be excited to see them take the track for the first time at around 11:30.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, again, match is confirmed. Congrats to Costa Rica on their first win. And this race is just for pride, just to play it out. And yeah, Honduras, Guatemala up next.
Is this score correct? I think we did an update for one. I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
I don't think Costa Rica has been updated yet.
Yeah. But
We'll have
it
to see.
is. Yeah, it is a confirmed win though.
Okay.
So
That's really all that matters at that point. There it comes in, the plus 40 margin. So, how do you rebound right now? I think all these groups are 4 teams, correct?
yes.
So
Yeah.
pretty much a loss in the first match means to make it out or to get top 2 in the group, you're gonna have to go 2-1 really, unless there's a very weird instance of unless there's like a really weird instance where a team goes 3-0 and then there's a bunch of 1-2s. I would say that the next match is probably must-win territory for Honduras. So, do you think that this Honduras team is going to be able to do that, or?
I think it's definitely in their cards. Guatemala, obviously Costa Rica being top seed in this group. Guatemala, not too much, knowledge about that team outside of their captain Alex. Has played in D1 this past season, so has that experience against
that
really
presence
strong
is
teams
important.
like
Man, Sanchez. Okay, never mind. I thought he landed the hit there. It was a little bit of an illusion. However, his blue is going to have an impact in getting his teammate first there. So, again, good on them. Costa Rica, I'm guessing, just needs to take one more game. I think that's confirmed, actually. I don't think there's any possible way that they could take one more and not make it. So,
Yeah.
actually, that's also false. There can be 3 2-1 teams and a 0-3 team, but this is obviously a very, very good start for them. Pretty much what I would assume they're expecting. So, all of these matches tonight are group or 8, not 6. God, where my Roman numerals better. And
no, I
pretty
believe
much,
this is group 7.
is it group 7? Oh, no. Oh, yeah, you're right. Group 7. We're going to get the whole slate of matches opening up of this group and learn a lot tonight, quite frankly, because Guatemala and Honduras are going to be playing both games tonight. And I think that, or 2 games tonight. So they're not going to, there's going to be at least half these wars played. So we'll start to see the group take shape. If the team goes down 0-2, it's almost certain. I don't think there's going to be any confirmations tonight, but a lot of opinions about what's almost certainly going to happen. But again, if you want to know, 2 more matches on Endgame TV tonight, following this one.
Yeah,
I think it'll also be fun to see how Honduras rebounds against a team that's not the top seed in their group.
Yeah, for sure. I thought the last race was race 12. Is this race 12 now?
I'm pretty sure this is
guessing it
race
is.
12. Looking at the
Okay.
score, it would make sense that it's race 12.
Okay.
Yeah, Costa Rica
I was
passed
confused
the
for a
winning
second.
number of 230, or I guess 235 is technically the first winning number. But
Yeah.
good stuff to them on that. And the question for Honduras right now is, well, it's frustrating, but at the same time, this is pretty good warm up. Play a team that, like a lot of times, you're practicing something difficult. It makes the easier tasks feel not as bad in comparison. So they're able to get a hot start early against Guatemala, maybe able to catch them by surprise and prove to be a threat in this group that I believe is all Central American teams. And I think what's really cool about this, MKT, there's a bunch of teams that are from Central and South America. I guess mobile games are quite popular in those countries. If you told me just a few years back that we would have a World Cup group consisting of, I believe, entirely Central American teams, I would have called you crazy. But here we are today, MKT World Cup, and that's precisely what's happening. Sanch cruising into another first, a lot of teammate support, so this one's going to be a wrap officially. Congratulations to Costa Rica. Any comments or final comments, Mitch, on this one?
Yeah, as I expected, Sanchez's impact on this match, especially just in the front, and just his overall impact was profound, and that's really what led them to this win. Also, last place, I didn't quite catch who exactly was bagging, but that player consistently being in last was also a key factor. Some really nice shocks here, but really outside of maybe 2 or 3 shocks the whole war, that's really what you want to see in a match with bagging, is as few shocks as possible. But
Yeah, well, you know what they say in a lot of Mario Kart games. You want to have the front taken care of, or you want to be in the front, or you want to be in the back, really. And that was a display of quite literally both happening for very large portions of that match, and translated to a win today, and a lot of positive momentum going for the rest of the group. So we're going to be taking a very short break now while we set up for the next match. Honduras playing their second one against Guatemala. We'll be right back with that.